Show. If we haven't met, I'm Henry. So, my friends, let's first find a comfortable position and allow yourself to have a moment to relax. And when you find this comfortable position, let yourself take a nice deep breath. Let's feel the gentle, steady rhythm of your breath, letting it guide you into this moment. Take a nice deep breath. And then I'm going to ask that Reiki ascend. If you wish to receive Reiki, you can say, yes, I'd like to see Reiki for my highest good. If you don't, that's okay as well. And just really allow yourself to relax into this moment. And take another deep breath. All right. So, my friends, I would like to share one of the 10 key themes from the December energy forecast, which is part of a larger body of work that you can explore in its entirety through my Inspiring You Show podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, or on YouTube. Once again, it's the Inspire You Show. I did a full dedicated episode, but this is actually going to be focusing on one theme because to support deeper understanding, I'm bringing it down into manageable pieces, focusing on one theme at a time. And this approach really lets you integrate these insights slowly and intentionally so that way you can feel them in your body, bringing them into your daily life. And we'll also be connecting to some tips in as well, really talking about, using different tips from energy work, meditation, grounding practices, journal prompts, intention setting, which really can support you in regard to personal transformation, from in connection to the December energy forecast and just really just in general in terms of life and humaning. So let's get into it. December energy can feel like a pivot point. After the dynamic shifts of November, you may sense that this month holds a mirror showing you not only where you've been, but also where you are going. It's inviting you to refine your vision, to recognize that initiation isn't about getting everything right the first time. Rather, it's about how you respond to challenges and how you integrate what you've learned and how you choose to move ahead with more clarity and compassion. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about in doing these shorter mindfulness moment bits is really how to recognize when you are in an energy theme. Usually for me, weeks before, I'll start noticing something and I'll start seeing it as a pattern and realize, oh, that's a theme. And then I'll meditate. And a lot of times, then the guides will say, okay, that's the energy theme coming in for next month. And it just gives me a lot of insight in understanding. And I also hear this from clients too. And so remember, we're multidimensional. And so even though we're in a linear time frame in regard to our humaning, we are actually multidimensional. So it's past, present, and future. But how do you know if you are in the midst of this particular energetic influence? So this energy theme that we're talking about is for December energy forecast. Theme number 1 is initiation and growth into revision, reflecting, reimagining your path and moving forward. And so that is the first energy theme of the month. And that's why too, connecting into December energy can feel like a pivot point. And after the dynamic shifts of November, you may sense that this month is holding up a mirror, showing you not only where you've been, but also where you're going, because it's initiation and growth into revision, reflecting, reimagining your path, and moving forward. However, you can't necessarily really let yourself move forward in more an effortless way unless you do the clearing work and reflection, because otherwise what you're moving forward in could be then bringing the past into the present, into the future. So, but let's dig into how to recognize when you're in an energy theme. 1, start by tuning into your inner world. You might notice feelings of being between worlds where old habits and patterns no longer fit. So, specifically, we're talking about this energy theme, which is initiation and growth into revision, reflecting, reimagining your path, and moving forward. So, you start by tuning into your inner world. You might notice feelings of being between worlds where old habits and patterns no longer fit, and yet the new hasn't fully stabilized. So there could be a sense of restlessness or subtle, like inner tension, as if the soul is whispering in connection to the human that something is ready to shift for the human. But yet in the physical world, the shift may not have been fully anchored. So physically, you may feel a bit more tired or even energized in waves. Emotionally, you might be revisiting memories, dreams, and goals, seeing them from a new perspective, a broader perspective, or even shifting into that, how was it for the highest good? And maybe you've come into completion with something. So when these signs are arising, or when you're noticing the synchronicities, they can be clues that you're navigating a theme of growth, revision, and forward movement. And so it's really important to start recognizing that you are an empowered creator. Within being an empowered creator is really recognizing and realizing, wait, where am I in the experience? What is happening? And understanding that you can be in an individual experience within the collective in connection to the universe because you are multidimensional. And so then what to do then when you notice the theme? So if you recognize that these shifts are happening, you want to honor by pausing them, which is why in the beginning we did a moment to pause. Y'all, in our human experience, we can just be going, 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 going. And there was a moment in my life where my own human was so caught in the to doing and the to going that it became at one point when I really had this drive and I was doing these things, it was beneficial. And then it became a non-beneficial habit in terms of the to doing and the to going because I didn't even understand how to have moments of rest. And I had to really deconstruct and clear that non-beneficial pattern and program and really bring in balance and harmony. And so it's really important to understand and use discernment when you actually need to rest and take time to pause and honor these shifts. Because even when you are within a pause and resting or in a cocoon, hibernating for a moment, it's not like you're not doing anything. And I think that's the greatest like mistake or myth that people don't understand is they think, well, I'm not doing anything. You're in beingness. So just by you in beingness, you are actually doing something because you're in this physical world. And you could be doing greater things by being in your beingness and going within and resting because you could be drawing in insights, downloads, allowing yourself to expand in consciousness because you're taking that time to reflect, pause, and integrate the wisdom, which then can bring in more clarity, which then can bring in more insight in terms of inspiring actions in terms of forward movement. So it's really important to workshop with the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body how taking time to pause and reflect and taking moments of stillness can really help you in so many ways. Even a minute of stillness can help you acknowledge what you're experiencing and support you in integrating. A simple grounding practice might be closing your eyes, placing your hand on your heart, and taking 3 slow, intentional breaths. And then by consciously naming what you feel, I'm in a process of growth or I'm integrating a new understanding. You create space for the energy to move through you smoothly. So let's try that right now. Close your eyes if you wish to. And I ask that Reiki sent to anybody who wishes to receive. And then take 3 deep breaths, 3 slow, intentional breaths. And if you can, putting a hand on your heart, if that resonates with you, take 2 more intentional slow breaths, and 1 more. And then check in to see how you feel. What are you feeling? And whatever it is, just bring compassion and care and love. And then utilizing also when you're feeling it, just recognizing I'm in a process of growth. And then asking the wisdom to download from the emotion and if it's ready to complete. And then also, I'm integrating a new understanding. And even if you don't have full clarity in regard to what wisdom the emotion is bringing, it's completely okay. You're just creating space for the insight to be downloaded and creating space for the energy to move through you more smoothly. So take another deep breath. Okay. And release. So, how energy work can help. Energy work, whether self guided or supported by a practitioner, and energy meditation can be profoundly helpful during these transitional phases. And, just different techniques, whether it's Reiki, dosing energy healing, or when people talk about quantum energy healing, or I've done some quantum energy healing meditations mixed with mindfulness and Reiki. My guides always encourage me to layer tools. Also other things like somatic, exercises, yoga, nature walks, even things like acupuncture or a simple visualization can bring your subtle energy systems into balance. So, one thing you want to imagine is, for instance, roots of light extending from the soles of your feet into the earth, stabilizing you, or envisioning a gentle, like luminous stream, flowing from your crown through your body, washing away old patterns and making room for new clarity, letting the light fill in the spaces for the highest good. And so this energetic alignment, then can support, releasing the noise, helping you navigate the overlapping processes of release and renewal. Because this month, if you listen to the prior episodes, we are in a dual experience of releasing and renewing. And so, whereas before with transformation in the years before, it would be where we were in a phase of renewal, and then release, then renewal. But now we're actually, there's been an acceleration of transformation. And so we're in a much like faster process of now doing it in a dual experience of releasing and renewal, which just goes to show you just how much we've already expanded in our human capacity, which is amazing. Although it might feel really challenging at times to be in that dual process, which the previous episode I do talk about that. So let's talk about integration practices, with obviously energy work, meditation, grounding practices, but also journaling and intention setting. One powerful tool for integration is journaling. So consider setting aside a few moments to explore questions like, here are some questions. You can pause this to write them down. I'll also put them in the show notes as well. So here are the questions. What patterns or beliefs am I currently releasing? What patterns or beliefs am I currently releasing? So that's one question. What patterns or beliefs am I currently releasing? Which new perspectives? Here's the next question. Which new perspectives or opportunities am I welcoming into my life? Which new perspectives or opportunities am I welcoming into my life? The next question is, how can I support myself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually during this time of rapid change? Because remember, we are in a dual process of release and renewal, which is different from previous years. Again, previous years, it would be like a release phase, and then we would be in a renewal phase. And so we had time to kind of acclimate in between. But now we're We are evolving, people. We are evolving. We are really shifting along in this ascension timeline, if you will, new earth, or moving in towards unity consciousness, moving more towards 5D, if you will, whatever way you want to call it. So we are now in a dual process. So, how can I support myself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually during this time of rapid change? So, that's the question. How can I support myself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually during this time of rapid change? The next question: what do I need to feel more aligned with my highest truth and purpose at this time? What do I need to feel more aligned with my highest truth and purpose at this time? What do I need to feel more aligned with my highest truth and purpose right now? So then, as you're writing and journaling, or just maybe answering these questions, whatever works for you, let the words flow without censorship. Journaling really helps externalize your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to see them more clearly. If you are a Reiki practitioner, I always Reiki my journal as well, because then I'm asking to clear anything that's non-beneficial and letting the light fill in and raising the vibration. But as you journal, it also supports you in terms of over time, patterns emerge. You begin to understand the lessons these energetic themes are bringing forward. So it's really beneficial to set, also with this, I do journaling and then I set intentions. I also utilize affirmations to support me in terms of retraining the brain. So set some supportive intentions with these energy themes. So, for example, here are a few that may resonate that you can utilize as well. And again, you can pause and I will put them in the show notes. So, here we go. Some intentions. I intend to move through this period of growth with compassion for myself and others. I intend to move through this period of growth with compassion for myself and others. I intend to move through this period of growth with compassion for myself and others. And so remember, because you're not the only one experiencing this, everyone is we're in a collective experience. People are having individual experience. So setting the intention for compassion for yourself and others can also bring in then allowing you to have more tolerance and more patience in experiences as we're all kind of moving through this learning, growing, evolving process. The next intention: I intend to stay open to new insights and opportunities, trusting that I'm guided. I intend to stay open to new insights and opportunities, trusting that I'm guided. And then another intention is I choose to release what no longer supports me and welcome fresh energy that aligns with my core highest truth at this time. I choose to release what no longer supports me and welcome fresh energy that aligns with my core highest truth at this time. And then you always can add like for my highest good with ease and grace. Those are ones that I always add on, but see what works for you. Another intention is I choose to integrate these lessons gracefully, knowing they bring me closer to my authentic path or on my authentic path for the highest good. I choose to integrate these lessons gracefully, knowing that they bring me on my authentic path for the highest good. So those are some intentions. Feel free to write your own though. And also, you can repeat these intentions as affirmations silently or out loud, reinforcing them as supportive anchors whenever you feel unsteady. I also just write affirmations to support myself, the ones that I'm going to utilize in terms of possible language reframing, if I need any extra support. I take time to do that, but see what works for you. With this though, self-care is essential maintenance though, because in December, and indeed as you explore, there's 10 themes. As you explore the 10 themes, it's important to treat self-care as an essential maintenance, not a luxury. Give yourself the nourishment you need, whether it's a nature walk, meditation, even a, conversation with a trusted friend, maybe even, doing some sort of healing movement practice or just taking a quick moment to simply breathe. These caring actions send a message to your entire being that you are safe, that you are loved, and capable of handling whatever arises. So, your human does have a spirit to your human. And so if your human isn't getting that support and love, that could go into a diminishment. So that way you want to take time to bring in love and care for your human. It is so essential. And again, it's not a luxury, it is essential. And then remember, then, as you explore one theme at a time, you're engaging with a dynamic, evolving landscape of energy. Energy changes and shifts. Like one moment you could get information on something, and then the next day something could have shifted. It's not right, wrong, good or bad. There's an isness, and everything is constantly in an evolution of change. So the more that you get comfortable with change, the more that you are going to be able to be in the evolving landscape of change for the highest good. So moving forward with grace. And the full perspective of December's themes is available also if you need extra support in the Inspiring You podcast and in the Inspiring You show on YouTube. But again, we're taking it in smaller pieces to allow the insights to integrate gently into your life. Each theme you contemplate and embody becomes a stepping stone toward greater alignment, clarity, and inner freedom. So, with that, my friends, let's take a final few moments then to take a few more breaths. Close your eyes, lower your gaze if you wish to, and take 3 deep breaths. All right. So, notice your breathing flowing in now, flowing out, and taking another couple breaths. And each inhale is offering a gentle renewal on the inhale. And on the exhale, you are releasing, carrying away what no longer is needed. So on the in breath is renewal. On the out breath, you are releasing. And then on the in breath, renewal. Just allowing this moment to guide you into deeper presence. And with that, take another deep breath. Giving gratitude for yourself for showing up, for being here, and anything else you're grateful for. I'm grateful for naming 3 things. And then before we go, let's just de-link. You can say after me if this resonates with you. I break the links to this mindful chat. I break the links to this meditation, to the Reiki. I break the links, leaving only harmony and balance at either ends. I also ask to clear any residual energies being held in my body as a result of these links. I ask the light to fill all the void, cells, rejuvenates, refreshes, revitalizes for the highest good with ease and grace. And so it is. And so it is, my friends. And with that, may peace be with all of you. Much, much love, my friends. Until